So I'm Jess Lenore with the Real News Network. We're live here in Baltimore, where a few dozen people have gathered to protest a visit by Ben Carson, he is the Donald Trump's housing secretary, head of housing and urban development, and the Trump administration has proposed drastic cuts to public housing, some $7 billion, which is going to hurt communities in Baltimore especially hard. So people have gathered here to make sure their voices are heard as well.
So my name is Anthony Williams. I've been born and raised on the east side, off and on homeless for many years. I finally was able to get a Section 8 voucher in 2015. I have an apartment a few blocks away.
I wanted to say there's a huge wait list for that.
Yes, about 10,000 people.
When it opened up, 1/6 of the population signed up to be on that list. Right. 60,000 people signed up.
Yep, and so I was able to get a Section 8 voucher.
You're one of the lucky ones.
I'm one of the well, yes and no,
right. Because
right now my Medicaid is under attack. Also, my housing is under attack. If I can't afford, right now I pay $365 a month with my utilities included, okay? If I have to pay utilities, plus I work part-time, okay? I just started my life over, okay? I need my Medicaid to continue to maintain, you know, on a day-to-day basis. Well, right now, all this is under threat. You know, the Section 8 voucher is under threat. My Medicaid is under threat. So we have thousands of people in this city that are very concerned, including myself, because I'm directly affected by this.
There are 100,000 families in Baltimore who can't afford to pay their rent every month. But the Trump-Carson budget doesn't increase affordable housing, it decreases it very dramatically. So it's going to manufacture evictions and homelessness. We need a very different kind of housing policy, and that's why we're here. There are many, many ways in which housing and health are interconnected. In fact, some smart person wrote a white paper on the subject, and I would commend it to your audience. But among those ways, when people are living in healthy housing, then their health is improved. And when people don't have housing, then their health suffers. There's a very direct correlation between homelessness and poor health. So by providing good housing, good, healthy, accessible, affordable housing, we improve the health of individuals in the housing, we improve the health of the communities.
You're right there, where it's at. The big glass.
So just a couple blocks away from us is land owned by Charm City Land Trust, which is the first in what we hope is going to become a network of land trusts all across the city that give people who live in each neighborhood control over how a lot of the land in their neighborhood is used. So right now, Charm City Land Trust owns a community garden where the first day of our summer camp just happened today. It owns one home that we're hoping to develop into affordable housing that'll be permanently affordable for people to stay in the community. And we're hoping to get investment from the city to make many, many more homes like that possible across the city.
I mean, we already see those impacts right now, right? Like Baltimore's the epicenter of like homelessness meets poverty, means like lack of jobs, like everything that like could go wrong is happening here, and we're just continuously exacerbating that problem, and we're just going to see that ripple like in crazy amounts right now. That's what's going to happen. Like we see crime as a result of poverty, and that's just going to double and increase tenfold. The 2020 vision calls on the city to publicly invest in community land trusts and other shared equity models. So the first $20 million will go to developing community land trusts, so that could be used for housing, urban green spaces, all kinds of things like that. Another $20 million devoted to rehabbing and renovating properties around the city. We have almost 40,000 vacant properties, but 8,000 people homeless every night. We could house everyone several times over with those properties that we have. So instead of investing in making new developments like this, we can take the properties that we have now and house people.
Concerned about the housing issues, one, affordable housing, housing for the homeless. I'm also concerned about the corruption that goes on housing, because I myself have been a victim of corruption in housing. A lot of things are going on, and when you try to call officials to do something about it, they're not answering anybody, and they just let the corruption escalate. And I believe housing corruption is part of the reason why you have some homelessness issues. They blame them on drugs and other crime and stuff like that, but the corruption in housing is one of the reasons why I feel we have homelessness issues.
Housing is a human right, and our current speculative market-based housing system will never provide the housing that Baltimoreans need. It's been proven time and time again that the market will not do that, and it's about time that the federal government and city government especially invests in our people and invests in affordable housing from top to bottom. Yeah, no doubt that some of our models of affordable housing in the past have not worked out, but that's not because of the housing,
And what are community land trusts for people that haven't heard about that?
Sure. A community land trust is a way to create permanently affordable community-controlled housing by removing housing from the open market, and the community will control that housing through a board of directors made up of community members, and those people literally get to decide the fate of the land in their community. So if they want to have housing, they have housing, and it's affordable housing. If they want to have green space, it's green space, commercial space, anything you want to do, because the community controls the land.